Yo, what's up, everyone? Angel Ram back again with a brand new Walk Wednesday for you today. It's night time, so obviously this is not that I'm not gonna be walking right now. You're gonna see the walk soon. So for today, we're doing Route 3 and 4. Let me explain. So the thing that we didn't notice or didn't calculate, I mentioned it before that there was one route that basically two different buses go the exact same route. But we found out the day of that or yesterday that we it's the same route. One goes one direction and the other goes the other direction. So what ends up happening? So pretend this is the route, like it's a circle. One goes this way around the circle, and then the other one goes the other way around the circle. This is a three. This is the four. They just go the same route. Just one goes the other opposite direction. They just go opposite directions. The same route. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do? I recorded the footage for the route as usual, but I've also recorded the vlog section, which is going to be a part two to the video because the route is already very long. So it'll technically be one episode would be Route 3, one episode would be Route 4. Instead, one episode is gonna be the whole entire route of both, and the other episode is gonna be the vlog portion. Because if you did find an interesting place, it was our longest vlog yet of the two episodes we did before this. So let's get into our adventure, and we're off. So the bus we are leaving the transit center at this very moment. And you'll see as from differentiates us from the one is that we go right instead of straight, which is already a difference compared. Sorry, that's disgusting. So you'll notice that this first part, the three actually intertwines with the one's route a little bit. You'll be seeing signs that say 3-1. So you'll be seeing on that this first house looks a little familiar, or some parts look a little familiar because the one also passes through some similar areas, as you'll see soon. You should be able to see. Um, so for starting off, this is just a street behind it where the one is. The one there's no parts yet, so this is just all new. Just more buildings, obviously. We're still in the same city as where the one usually goes through, so you'll be seeing that there's just some other rundown buildings and areas as such. I don't know every building here. I know we do go into downtown, which is obviously where the one and the SBX travel through. So yeah, there's the same bank I think that we passed by through the one. Now instead of going straight, we actually turn left there instead of the one. We keep going straight. I think that's where it went. If not, this should be still looking familiar. Um, so yeah, this is all I think familiar stuff. It should be familiar stuff. Um, I actually have the map pull up next to me. So where we are should where is it? Where is that? I don't know. But yeah, we should be in no longer the ones territories, now all the threes. So yeah, this is downtown. Kind of the fancy part where this is where the courthouses are and legal buildings are at. You'll see that there's more people actually walking in this episode. There's a lot of people walking around. You'll speak mostly because this route's bigger, so you get to see the most city more lively. And the times we've been recording this is usually the morning to the beginning of the afternoon. So you'll be seeing that it's pretty lively out in the city. Yeah. So yeah. I will let you see this part because this is just nice. Well, not. I don't know if some people would find this nice. But this is uh, just more buildings. So enjoy this bit of a comp here. we are in a street full of houses now, and things like that. So a little keynote. I guess I didn't really explain what the three consists of. So the three, and also there's the four. So the three and the four are like one of the biggest routes you could say. I'm gonna start trying to speaking in, I guess, California lingo, where I just mention cities and streets, maybe, because I feel like they'll be easier. I'm not doxing myself, but it should be easier for me to explain. So where this leads to, at least areas like the one of the main freeways, like it's the final, it leads to an exit, the final exit before you start going towards Big Bear. It stops near there. It goes all the way down one of the main streets in this area, Baseline. And no, I think it's both actually, both Baseline and Highland. Uh, so also the thing about this route is that it intertwines not just with the one, but with many other routes. Specifically on my manual here, it goes in the one's path, the six's path, the 15's path, the 300's path, the 305's path, the 14's path, and the 10's path. All of those buses pass through here, and you might see them soon enough. Or maybe not, you might not see the buses in the video, but if you ever go in this bus and just drive near this neighborhood, the three will be everywhere, and it'll just be kind of moving other people. So yeah, you're seeing just more buildings, more scenery. Not much, especially since it didn't help that also the sky was a little cloudy today. So whereas I think in the first two episodes there was at least a clear sky, so the sky looked nice. Here's a bit cloudy. The shadow is a bit more bigger. So I guess we won't have to worry about here's the problem with this. um the sun's glare like basically ruins the recording thing, but it is a clear sky when that happens, so it looks nice. But when it's cloudy, um it's perfect camera work, but it doesn't look very interesting, to be honest. So as the street actually is the one street, so if you go up instead of straight here, or go left instead of straight, you actually would be going in the area of the one, which would be in the episode 2 previous one. So this is technically a what if scenario if you instead of going take a right on the one, you go straight. So or no, instead of going straight, go right. So this is what you would see. So a really big and kind of abandoned looking Stater Bros. As a car wash, I think that's it. That's what that is right there. And yeah, it's just more buildings and AutoZone. So yep. So actually, we just passed it right now, but this street I have very no knowledge of. In fact, this whole route I don't know anything about. But this street, had an interview once for I think it was Little Caesars, and it was on this street. We just passed it. You might have seen Little Caesars actually. So that's where I had an interview or an orientation actually. It was already on that step, and I. So it was a funny story because I went to take that interview. Got dropped off there because I don't know how to drive, obviously. And yeah, so I got dropped off there. I went to do the interview, and when it was over, or when it was cut short for me specifically, I there had no rides, so I had to take the 4 all the way down to an area that was close to the SBX stop, and I had no headphones. It was kind of a funny day that day. So the only portion I know is that from that Little Caesars, I took the 4 down, and it took me to a nearby SBX station. Now, anyways, little side story there. So there's not much lore I know about this route, obviously, and there wasn't too much interesting stuff. We're on the bridge of a freeway right now. So that whole street was called Baseline. It's a pretty big street. If you keep going up or down it, it's a pretty big street in this city. So it actually you'll the next street's even bigger. It's called Highland, which is actually each bus line has a name. So like the one is called the one Colton slash Del Rosa. This one is called the 3 Highland slash Baseline. So because it goes down the 2 biggest streets. We're on a street called Boulder right now, which is funny, which eventually goes to Baseline. So also this area I slightly know because sometimes we go to the store here to get literally during the holidays to get holiday related stuff. So we actually stay at this stop for quite a bit in this upcoming one right now. And pause here. Yep, and then we're back on the road. But yeah, we the on the right side there's a plaza where there's a store that we get stuff from during Thanksgiving time. Literally during Thanksgiving is obviously store's way closer to the house. So yeah, so we're on our way up. This is actually a nice area. This little area. Nice nature. House look kind of nice. This leads to that area like I was talking about for people who live here. This goes to the entrance, the final exit before you go on hop on the highway to Big Bear. So yeah, it was just nice. Um, once we get to the Highland Street, I will explain more because there's actually a few things that I know on that street. So yeah, we're on this new Highland Street, as you probably already seeing. Um, so we're also entering the ones path. So we're pretty much in an into crossing the one. On the right side, you might have seen a location that was on the ones route. So yeah, um, yeah, it's pretty. So what are some stuff that you might be wondering that's on this street? So Highland is obviously basically from this angle you'll see just a bunch of plazas and stuff. It's just a big main street, honestly. If they don't go fully on what Highland has to offer, there's the floor. So, yeah. Oh no, it's right here where the ones route. On the right, you'll see that statue. No, actually, don't even. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. But if you were to if I were to record the whole path back from the one, there's an area here, and then literally go down the street. So, yeah, there's an area from the one, and yeah. So there's some storage units there. There's some buildings, more buildings, and yeah. So eventually you'll find some like towards the end of this area, I'll find some cool stuff, like some cool areas that I know some knowledge of. So yeah, we'll say though, this whole route is good, like is the in a really not so great area. So this could have been like the most dangerous route you could say. Um, but it's not so well. It wasn't that bad. If anything, we had more troubles on the one going home post recording. So also listen to the homeless guy. There, the occasional homeless people. I was actually having some problems with that when we were recording the ones video. So yeah. We're under a bridge. We're near the casino, like we talked about in the episode 2, the one route. So, yeah. There's not much going on here. Look, there's a big field. There's quite a bit of stuff, like usual scenery. I will speak again once we get to some cool areas. And spoilers for the vlog. So on your left side here, I think this is it. We are approaching. I actually don't know. This is the right place? No, this is not. Is it? No, I don't think it is. Okay, never mind. But we're approaching the area where we eventually get off to the vlog. But right here, there's my uncle used to live around here. I used to visit his home. So on the right side, there was like some apartments, and he lives there. He used to live there. I used to visit him from time to time. And so this area is like very small section. I remember. It's pretty decent looking, I guess. In a bit, I think you'll see where we stop, which happens to be a park. Yeah, okay, there. That park right there. Literally, I move it to the left because that's probably where we're gonna go. Literally, the whole thing, I was thinking like, okay, there's not that much. Where would we stop at? Where would we hypothetically stop at? And I saw this. Okay, yeah, we're stopping here. We don't get off now, but when we hop on the 4 later, come back. So this is a really huge park. It's also unlocked memory because I remember that since our uncle lived around here, he used to take us to this park, and it's a really huge park. Like, look how big this park is. And we'll get close-ups of it later in the part 2 where we go up that hill. And yeah, it was actually very fun. It's the only caveat that it was actually very dirty and filthy and pretty trash, to be honest. It was very sad. So yeah, but it is a cool park, nonetheless. Looking back, and also there's a hospital there, which fun fact, I think from what my parents are telling me, this is the same hospital where I was born, supposedly. So right here is where I was came to life, which is pretty interesting. So that's some huge lore. So down the street from the park's literally there, and across the street from this is a cemetery, which is a bit strange, place to place one in front of a hospital. But you do you, I guess. So pretty huge hospital. I was thinking like, oh my god, we're just gonna stop at the hospital. That'd be pretty. It's the only interesting place besides that. But nah, the park came in clutch. So yeah, we keep going down the street. Which, fun fact, post recording at that park, the three didn't show up for a while, so we had to walk all of this. And I will tell you when we stopped walking. So yeah, we walked all this. That says Radio Shack, but there is no Radio Shack there. So a little misleading. In fact, I don't think even Radio Shack even exists anymore, so I don't know why there's a Radio Shack sign there. But yeah. So there's just more buildings. This is kind of the town, city. So yeah, we keep walking all this, me and Demjuice, we walked all this. It was very long. It looks like a lot, and it was a lot. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it was actually wasn't that tiring, I guess. Because we just hiked that hill, and you will see soon. But yeah, we walked all this, and we could have taken the three. In fact, while we were walking, the three was there. Okay, there's the four, or the six. The four or the six, one of those two. I think that's a six. That's a six, probably. But yeah, so we walked all this to get to the SBX stop, and then just so we can go home. We're not close yet. We walk even more. There's a very very weird looking restaurant there. It looks like a hut. It's a winter schnitzel. There's more. We walk all of this. It was so long. Thankfully I had my working out shoes, my fitness shoes, and they were coming in clutch. I think I worked out the day before this too, so I was pretty much prepared for something like this. So yeah, we keep walking. We're not done yet. We keep walking. We keep walking. We keep walking. All of this. There was few. Luckily, there wasn't too many. Okay, there where that Burger King's at. I mentioned it in episode one. So there's where we stopped, and we eventually went to the SBX. Or we took the two actually. The two, which is the same thing as the SBX. It took us home. Then we picked up somebody, and we keep going. So yeah, as you can see, it also intersects with the SBX line and the two. So I forgot to mention that earlier. So I'm looking at the map on the side and just realized we're about to end the Highland route and about to go somewhere else. So yeah, you won't see much besides more buildings. There's actually a really good Italian restaurant, which I think we already passed, called Alfredo's. Went there quite a few times before. It's very good, despite the area around it looking kind of shady. You should go try it if you're near this area. It's a very good Italian restaurant. And yeah, so excuse me. There's not much that goes happens till a while, so enjoy more scenery. As you can see, we're turning away from Highland and entering Medical Center, which is another big portion of the street. So you'll see here that we are now entering. So the name literally implies what the main thing is on it, which you can literally see from here, is a hospital. So this hospital is, I guess you could say our closest hospital from where I live. We've been here a few times for unfortunate reasons. So yeah, there's a hospital on the right side. There's a clinic. So if things get worse in the clinic, just walk across the street. Yeah. So there's a hospital. There's also a church on the right side, which you can't see. So there's that. I think if we keep going down, you'll see there's more plazas and more homes, more mainstream homes. They look a bit better than the ones down there, but they're still a little rough. Um, yeah. So keep going down here, and yeah, I don't know if there's anything. I do know this area. We sometimes when I practice driving, or yeah, when I practice driving, I come down. I take the street to certain locations. One of them being going down this street, which is sort of. Or when I would practice, I would like drive to school or stuff like that, to the store, to certain family members' houses. And this street, basically, if you would take the street instead of the freeway, it would go down the street. So I'm kind of familiar with the street a bit. There's a school on the right. You'll see, or you won't see, but there's a school on the right. I think it's actually called Martin Luther King Jr., like the very famous activist MLK. So he's on the right. He has his own school. Like I forgot what kind. I think it's an elementary school or middle school. One of those two. Definitely not a high school. So yeah, there's more neighborhoods. There's the four passing by. Now what else? What else? What else? Nothing much goes on. There's just more houses. I think we're going to turn away from medical center soon and enter Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon is the same street that my school's at, which was in episode 2. And yeah, funny thing that Mount Vernon used to cross this bridge to continue Mount Vernon. To actually destroy the bridge. Now you have to go a long way if you want to get to the other side. It's a little confusing. I think they're rebuilding it for some reason. So yeah, we're entering this mini street. I think it's called Ninth Street, according to the map on the side here. Then we enter Mount Vernon. Then we enter Fifth Street, and we're actually close to ending this route. So if we're gonna start ranking it, I guess like we did the last one of usefulness or just in general, it's a really useful route if you want to go to specific areas in the city. Like for me personally, what places would I go to on this route for the three? Maybe the park, which you'll see in the vlog. Now, unfortunately, don't know if I would ever come to this park again, just because of how the area is like, how it looks, and and the hike portion we did was very short and very kind of small. So yeah, this street, if you keep going down, there's uh, a local market we go to a lot, and yeah, so we go there quite a few times. But I don't. No buses pass through there. Well, at least no bus that is in the station near me. I know there's buses that pass through there, just not any in my reach, I suppose. There's a big park there, which I was considering maybe we can go there, but it's a little too open and a bit too small. Where the other park we go to is way bigger, cooler, and a bit more secluded, I guess. And yeah, so there's a few restaurants here that I've been to as well. Pretty good spots. So now we're gonna turn to the left. So over I don't know if they'll catch it on camera, but there's an area where you can see go straight. It used to go straight, but the bridge got destroyed there, so now it can't go straight. And yeah, there it goes. There it goes. I think another route besides the 3 and the 4 pass through here. I think it's a 10. So do I not pause? Okay, let's say do I not pause? Also, there's that place called Juan Pollo. Juan Pollo's pretty good as well. So keep driving through here. Um, Pretty much this is the end of the route, so you'll see there's like very little locations left to talk about. So that's pretty much it. The 3 and the 4, the cool bus routes for you. Like, I still think the 1 and 2, the 1 and the SBX are more useful for me personally, but it's still very cool places. Locations I've never seen before, locations I've seen and now I know how to get to. So yeah, the routes are really long. The recording for it was 40 minutes, but without with all the pauses and the breaks and the red lights, it probably be like maybe 45 minutes or maybe 50. It was wild. So yeah, overall, 3 and the 4 very unique routes, very big routes, and yeah. So I'll just let this rest of the video play, and yeah, stay tuned for part 2 where we go on that vlog. Oh yeah, enjoy the rest.